I'm sat with Daniel Disney, the founder of something called The Daily Sales. Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Steph.
Daniel, this current venture, The Daily Sales, can you tell me what this is and how it works?
Yeah, of course. It's a platform for salespeople. So my background is sales and sales management, and what I wanted to build was a platform that provided a mixture of content for salespeople, both motivating, inspiring, entertaining, and educational. Something that they can go to and use every single day, ultimately to help them sell.
Wow, and that's all online?
Yeah, it's all online. I do events and speak at events, so there is a bit of face-to-face, but predominantly it's all online through social media content, videos and email.
Fantastic. So we have obviously hundreds of people who listen to these interviews. How can they benefit, if I can call it a service? I mean, what are the benefits of it?
Yeah, so the main benefit is it's packed full of content that will help people sell. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or a salesperson directly, sales falls into so many people's roles. The content that we share is there to help you sell. So it's full of tips, tricks, insights, strategies, even down to motivation and inspiration that will help people find effective ways to sell.
And the selling means selling anything?
Yeah, selling anything. I mean, it could be business to business type of selling. It could be a product, it could be a service, it could be to the consumer. If you are trying to sell something to someone, we cover it in some form.
Wow. And I mean, fascinating. How did it all start?
So I've worked in sales for 15 years, very passionate about sales as an industry and as a role. And about 2.5 years ago, I started to consume a lot of content, books and videos. And what I wanted to do was create a central place, because they're here, there and everywhere. You've got authors across the world, you've got books and video, all these various things. And I wanted to create one central location so you could connect, follow, subscribe to this one central place where all of that content could be collated, the best content found, and just one place you could go to see it all.
Fascinating in terms of the thought process you went through. We're going to cover in a moment your own background, which I know has been very exciting and quite varied. But I guess a follow-up question I've got on the back of that, some people are, I think the term used to be, they've got the gift of the gab, and they're natural salesmen. Does this also help maybe the person who has a business, has a good idea, but is it necessarily extrovert? Does it help them with those techniques in any way, shape or form?
Yeah, so different people gel to sales in different ways. And if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you've built something yourself, you don't have to have the gift of the gab to be able to talk the talk. You just have to be passionate about what you're selling. And often business owners and entrepreneurs are the most passionate people about what they've built and created. So all you need to do is find effective ways to communicate that to your prospects and your customers. But the key of it is that passion that you have, that belief in your product, and that it can help other people.
And that you'll all get from the Daily Sales.
Yeah, I really push the honest, ethical selling. It's not about trying to convince people. It's about finding the people that can benefit from your solution and finding great ways to engage and communicate with them.
Great. When we met recently, I personally was fascinated by your brilliant experience and background. And I wonder if for the listeners you can just tell us, a bit about 15 years in selling?
Yeah.
And you're only, 30 now?
Yeah, 31. So, I fell into sales. My first job was at Homebase, the DIY store on the tills. And within 2 weeks, the sales manager for the kitchens and bathrooms department sort of saw something in me. I'm not quite sure what it was back then, but brought me in, gave me a bit of sales training, and it just clicked for me. And so I've kind of followed an extensive sales career across various industries, kind of trying to work my way to the top. And actually, through most of it, didn't really realise the depth of sales. It was just selling. But when I started to open my eyes to selling across the globe, across different industries, that was where the next step took place. And I thought, right, I really want to help salespeople all over the world sell. And certainly at the moment, more specifically, how to utilise social media, because that's really elevated the sales game. It's a whole new platform that you can utilise. And it's, for me, trying to help salespeople leverage that to its true potential.
And again, I guess like most people, you've taken a lot of those experiences into your current venture.
Yes.
One fascinating thing I learned recently from a partner of Shaping's, he runs 3 businesses and is about to move to Bali.
Wow.
So I said, why? And he said, well, I'm 20 something and why not? I can run my business from there.
Yeah.
And in today's world, that's true, isn't it? a lot of what you do is done virtually, isn't it?
Yeah, the majority of what I do is done virtually. I could probably sit anywhere across the world and continue to do what I do, which is a really exciting thing, but it's also a challenging thing because you could move to Bali and have various distractions, various challenges, and actually, whilst so much of it's social and virtual, people do still want and cry out and need that physical face-to-face interaction. So there's a big place for it, but you've got to find it in balance. You can't have one or the other.
Exactly. My final question really, and I guess it's a hard one to answer, where do you go from here? Where does the daily sales go from here? And obviously without giving away too many trade secrets, what's in the kind of pipeline? What can we look out for from the Daniel Disney Corporation?
Well, the big passion for me is to grow it as big as I can. I want the daily sales. The daily sales kind of has just over 200,000 followers in its network at the moment. I want to get it to 500,000 to 1 million. And for me, it's to grow my brand. I want to write books, create content that just... My mission is to help salespeople sell, and I want to do that in as many ways as I can. And there is a long list of things that I have, on that list to do to achieve that.
And you talked about the 200,000 followers. We haven't talked about costs in the interview, but I guess in order to access some of this data, is there a cost to it?
No, so people can follow all the pages, all the content's for free. I don't charge for the content. That's what I do for free. The business itself makes its revenue from advertisers, so I find great partners that are selling to salespeople, great tools and software and training. They then pay to sort of promote it to the audience, but it's a very vetted process to do that. But all the content for the salespeople, for the businesses and entrepreneurs, it's all free. It's all out there, whether it's ebooks, blogs, videos, it's all there.
Wow! So no subscription cost, just it's there for them to use.
Yep, every single day. It's just a source of hopefully great content for salespeople, and I worry about the business side, the other side of it.
Fantastic. Daniel, providing you don't move to the other side of the world, I'd love to come back and talk to you again in a few months' time to see how it's going.
I would love to be back, Steph. Thank you.
Thank you for your time today.
That's all right.